it's not X inefficiency. OBOG represents X inefficiency. That is about that. So we go on to other situations of X inefficiency. X inefficiencies again. Okay, here we continue here. X inefficiencies can occur for large numbers of reasons. One example is where the management of a firm is poor at controlling costs. So one of the reasons why we have X inefficiency in a firm is that the management of that firm does not understand or does not know how, does not have the skills to manage costs. And if a firm is not, if the managers of a firm are unable to manage costs, it means they will continue to incur more costs. And if they incur more costs, it brings about X inefficiency, because they are supposed to run or they are supposed to work within the possible reduction in cost, but their actual cost is higher than the possible average cost of production. That means the management or the managers are not making the right decision about cost reduction or cost cutting. So that's the first point here. So they said it may not pay the cheapest possible prices for its supplies. It may employ too many workers or have too many production sites. It will not employ the most efficient and profitable capital equipment. So when we talk about cost reduction could come as a result of supplies. Cost reduction could come as a result of the numbers of employees, the lack of understanding or lack of having the skills to employ the most effective workers, or the cost of incurring more capital equipment. So we're going to take it one at a time. It said cost controlling could occur if you are unable to find the cheapest possible price in supply. Who are your suppliers? Suppliers are those who bring your resources, brings your raw materials that are used in producing the finished goods. So if you are unable to find or to get supply from the lowest possible, the cheapest supply, if you are unable to get the cheapest possible supply in the market, it means you are not efficient as a firm. Or that means your managers are not making the right decision. Because as a firm, the firm is open, the market is open, there are different suppliers on the market. So it is the duty of the managers to take the right decision, to go out there to find the cheapest supply, in as much as there is possibility to find the cheapest. So not finding the cheapest supplies means that the firm cost will always increase. 2, employing many workers or too many production sites. When you employ so many workers, it means there is inefficiency. Why is there inefficiency? Why is there inefficiency when you employ many workers? It means workers will not be working to their full capacity. They will be interluding each other. There will be contraction. They won't be able to work the way they are supposed to work. When you have, instead of having 3 workers to do a job, you're having 6 workers to do the same job that 3 workers can do. That means you are paying more for the workers, and they won't be working to their effectiveness. They won't get the things done at the right time. Quality also will suffer. So that is inefficiency too. That is X inefficiency. And the last one there is about having more production sites. Having more production sites that are not functioning. There are many sites for your production and they are not functioning. If they are not functioning, you're paying rent or you're wasting resources. This is also X inefficiency. And the last one about X inefficiency is that profitable capital equipment. The firm is unable to use equipment effectively, and if equipment are not used effectively, it means they are wasting and they will wear and tear, which means the firm is actually incurring more costs. So that's the first reason why there's X inefficiency. The first reason about X inefficiency in this paragraph is that the management of the firm are unable to make decisions that will reduce the cost of production. Another reason is that stakeholders within the firm are able to extract benefits that are greater than the firm needs to pay. So here, who are the stakeholders? We're talking about the investors, we're talking about employees, we're talking about customers and the rest. So if these stakeholders, now they're talking about the stakeholders within the firm, which basically we're talking about the investors or the shareholders. So the shareholders might have the opportunity to dictate or to decide on what their benefits are. So if they are taking more benefits, than what the firm can actually pay, then there's X inefficiency. So let's read further anyway. They said another reason is that stakeholders within the firm are able to extract benefits that are greater than the firm needs to pay. For example, directors and managers might pay themselves and take bonuses in excess of what is needed to keep them employed in the firm. So one example here is that stakeholders like directors and managers, they take more benefits than what the company is expected to pay them. Because it's their decision, they are able to decide on what benefits they get. So they are taking more, they are making more benefits than what the company is actually able to afford. This is X inefficiency, because at the end of the day, it's going to affect the firm, it's going to increase the firm's expenses, which means the cost will actually increase. Another point is that trade unions might be able to negotiate higher rates of pay than the market wage rate. So there's a trade union also. Trade unions are a group of people that represents the interests of workers. If they are able to negotiate for their members higher pay than what the market wage rate is, then there's also X inefficiency. Get the point here. The first point is that managers or directors are taking more benefits than what they should actually take. That is X inefficiency. The second one is the ability of the trade union to be able to negotiate higher wage rate than what the market wage rate is for their members. That is also X inefficiency. Why is it X inefficiency? This X inefficiency because it will increase the cost of the firm. The last one here is environmental groups might put pressure on the firm to adopt stricter environmental standards than cost minimization would dictate. And the last one here is about the environmental pressure groups. They might pressurize firms to make decisions about working on stricter environmental restrictions that the firm cannot afford. Instead of the firm to start minimizing costs, the firm will start incurring costs. So this will also bring about X inefficiency. The first X inefficiency would come as a result of producing more than producing less output and incurring more costs. That is X inefficiency. Another X inefficiency is lack of managemental skills to reduce cost of production, and this could be as a result of employing more workers than what the firm can actually require, or what the firm might actually need it. Or two, using more production sites, having more production sites that are not useful. That's also X inefficiency. The third one here is about directors and managers who are stakeholders within the firm taking more benefits or making more benefits or aligning more benefits to themselves than what the firm can actually pay. That is also X inefficiency. Also, the next one is trade unions. Trade unions being able to negotiate higher wage rates for their members than what the actual market wage rate is. That is also X inefficiency. And the last one is environmental pressure, which allow firms to incur more costs rather than minimizing their costs. So this is all about X inefficiency.